Change is inevitable, yet most leaders, teams, and even individuals fail at implementing it effectively. Why? Because they focus on what to change, not how to change. Today, I'm giving you the ultimate roadmap for implementing change that actually stick. Whether you're leading a team, managing a classroom, or making personal life shifts, this guide will transform how you approach change forever. Ready to master the art of transformation? Let's dive in. Let's start with an uncomfortable truth. Most change efforts, around 70% according to John Cotter's research, fail. But why is that? It often boils down to 3 common mistakes. Number 1, a lack of clear vision. People don't follow ideas, they follow clarity. If your change initiative is vague or poorly communicated, it's doomed from the start. Number 2, resistance to change. Humans are creatures of habit. Change threatens our comfort zones, and without addressing that resistance, you'll hit a brick wall. And number 3, poor communication. Leaders often think they're communicating enough, but it's rarely the case. If people don't understand the why, they won't buy in. I remember one project I led where I thought the change was obvious. I created a new process, rolled it out to my team, and expected instant results. Instead, total chaos. It wasn't because the change itself was bad. It was because I hadn't communicated the vision clearly or involve the team in the process. Sound familiar? That brings me to the next point. Every successful change begins with a clear, compelling vision. But here's the key. Your vision needs to connect emotionally with the people involved. It's not enough to say, we're changing this process. You need to answer these questions. Why does this change matter? And what will success look like? For example, let's say you're introducing a new workflow to reduce burnout. Instead of saying, here's the new schedule, paint a picture. Imagine a workday where you have the office feeling energized, not drained. This new process is designed to make that vision a reality. The clearer and more emotionally resonant your vision, the more people will rally behind it. Here's where most change efforts fall apart. Getting people on board. Resistance is normal, but it's your job to address it head on. Start by involving key stakeholders early in the process. Ask for their input, listen to their concerns, and show that you value their perspective. A great tool for this is empathy mapping. Think about the people affected by the change and ask, what are their fears? What motivates them? What's holding them back? By understanding their mindset, you can craft your message to resonate with them. For example, if a team member is worried about losing control, emphasize how they will empower them rather than limit them. Let's tie this to some academic backing. Social identity theory shows that people resist change when they feel it threatens their group identity. By framing the change as something that strengthens the group rather than disrupts it, you can reduce resistance significantly. But even with buy-in, change won't succeed without a solid execution plan. Let's talk about that next. One of the biggest mistakes leaders make is trying to implement change all at once. It's overwhelming and it sets you up for failure. Instead, break the change into smaller, measurable milestones. Here's a practical framework. Start with a pilot phase. Test the change on smaller scale to identify potential roadblocks. Use feedback loops. Regularly check in with your team or stakeholders to adjust as needed. And set SMART goals. Ensure each milestone is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For instance, if your goal is to improve team productivity by 20%, don't tackle everything at once. Start with one process. Say, streamlining meeting structures, track the impact, and build from there. Remember, success builds momentum. Each small win creates trust, excitement for the next phase. Implementing change is one thing. Sustaining it is another challenge entirely. Here's how to make your transformation stick. Celebrate wins. Don't wait until the end process to acknowledge progress. Recognize milestones, even small ones, and celebrate them publicly. This not only boosts morale, but also refines the value of the change. Example, this week, we hit our first milestone in reducing meeting times by 15%. Great work, everyone. Embed change into the culture. A change can't feel like a one-time event. It needs to become the new normal. This means updating policies, providing ongoing training, and ensuring accountability. And create a review process. Regularly revisit the change to ensure it's delivering the intended results. Ask yourself, is this still working? What can we improve? What new challenges have emerged? Remember, change isn't static, it's dynamic. Adapting and evolving over time is critical for long-term success. By following these steps, you're not just implementing change, you're building a foundation for growth, adaptability, and success. Transformation doesn't happen overnight, but with the right tools, it can be powerful and lasting. Here's your next step. Pick one change, big or small, that you want to implement today. Write it down, follow this framework, and take the first step. Hey, if you found this guide helpful, make sure to subscribe for weekly insights on leadership growth and strategies. And if you're ready for more, check out the next video. I'll see you there.